Hello hackers, welcome back to Shadow Pinterest. Today we are diving into the cyber kill chain, the step-by-step methodology that hackers use to breach systems. We are going deep from passive reconnaissance on real domain like Tesla.com and Booking.com to active facious demonstration in our control lab environment. Remember, everything here is for educational purpose only. So do not try on any system or any domain which you do not have a permission. So what is cyber kill chain? Actually, this is developed by Martin because let me explain few things here. Every hacker, either he is a black hat hacker or white hat hacker or gray hacker or any hacker, okay? Everyone they have their own skills and they have their own methodologies to interact into the systems to break in. I think you understand, right? Let me give you an example. Methodology is nothing but a step. Let me give you a very easy example that everyone can understand. Suppose you want to cook a fried rice. How do you do? Turn on the gas, light up the gas, and then put the bowl on it, put the oil in it, and then you prepare your ingredients, and then put the rice and mix. Then after a few minutes, you're done, and your fried rice is ready. It's the same thing. It's the steps, the methodology to achieve your goal to break into the system. Every hacker use the methodology, but most of them have their own skills. Some do in a different way, some do another way. But any hacker has to go through all of this cyber kill chain methodology and the stages to achieve. Also, there is another methodology which is CH, certified ethical hacker methodology, that is quite different but almost same. But here we are talking about the cyber kill chain. The first stage is reconnaissance. In reconnaissance, there are two things. One is a passive reconnaissance and another one is active reconnaissance. Passive reconnaissance is nothing but whatever is available on our surface web. Let's say booking.com. This is publicly available. Everyone, user or his customer or a hacker or the employee who is working in booking.com, everyone can interact here. There is nothing wrong. But here in passive reconnaissance, we will dig more to find some details. Mostly first, if a hacker, you will check for support page here or something that is interesting, which can talk. So we will find some interesting things that are available in public website. Let's say we can do inside booking.com file type is PDF. Let's see. Okay, here what I'm doing is I'm looking for a site which is booking.com and I'm checking some file types which are only PDF. So what it do is the Google Doc, it can give only booking.com site and it will look for the all PDF files. Why I did this? Because as an hacker, what you need to do is you need to understand what is publicly available documents. You see, they put Travel Trends 2019 Global Survey Report. Why it is here? Why they posted publicly? Is there any interesting thing that we can find here? Just do Control F to find any Gmail or mail or contact. Contact? Is there contact here? Okay, but we didn't find an interesting thing. Nothing we find here. Okay, let's check more if we can find anything which is interesting. Data profitability API terms of use. Okay, I can see one here which is subdomain, and also let's type contact. Any contact? Okay, there you go. Please send an email. So here you need, this is very important to collect this email at the time of your passive reconnaissance. Take a note of this, copy the email address. So after in the next stage, what we do is when we're creating a payload, we'll will be prepared for the phishing attack, so that we can use this email to send a PDF saying that, you see, there should be contact here. Why? There will be a reason on the top above. If you read all of this, then you will understand what they're discussing about, why they are telling us to contact here, so that you can create something very interesting email with it, and then attach a PDF. Once they click on the PDF, then it will download the malicious payload. So after they download, after the malicious payload is executed, then we can easily break into the system and exfiltrate all the data which is available in the target machine. So we will also perform some passive reconnaissance tools. You can also use the whois lookup, whois tool, booking.com. So here you will find all information about the booking.com domain, or you can use the harvester. This is one of the best tool, harvester domain tag D, booking.com, and tag B is that can show the web browser that you want to use. Maybe you can use Edge, let's say Firefox, or let's say Yahoo. So it can bring all of the subdomains, I think. You can see it can bring almost about 11 subdomain hosts. One is about, one is account, admin, course, flights. And you can just copy this and keep it into your report page, so that later you have to dig more into this. So this is how you can collect, or you can use the Recon engine. This is one of the best tool for open intelligence, so to gather the information. However, here we are discussing about the cyber kill chain steps. So as of now, we have completed with the reconnaissance, and we miss one of the topic in reconnaissance. The one is active reconnaissance. The passive reconnaissance, without interacting, like what we did now, without any interaction with the domain, we are looking for some details, which are very interesting. But in active reconnaissance, you will be interacting with the machines. So if you perform, there is a tool which is Nmap. If you use on the target machine, so what happens is they will receive the packets. You see, now it is sending packets. They will definitely receive and block you. But there is a way that you can penetrate into their network and check what are the services are open, which means here the both parties know that something is happening. So from here, as an hacker or ethical hacker who wanted to interact with the domain, you have to send the packet so to receive a reply back. But they will also receive, and they can also see their intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems trigger a notification, and then they can easily block you, and they can check from where the IP is coming from, where the packet is coming from. So this is active reconnaissance, which means you're directly interacting with their domain, with their machines, and with their network, and they will know. Passive is they don't know at all, but you are gathering all of the details which is available in the public domain, public their website. Sorry, and then now we'll go to weaponization. In weaponization, so what happens is after you gather the information from the reconnaissance, weaponization, here you will plan how I can exploit, how I can, like this is the next phase, how I can enter into their network. Do I have to trick someone? Or did I find any, let's say in active reconnaissance, if you find any ports which are open to the domain, then you can do the password hacking, or you can do the brute forcing and FTP, SSH, what are the services that are available. And then after, you will use the payload to exploit. So in weaponization is you are getting ready. So you find the vulnerabilities and you are now getting ready. You find the weakness and you are now going to hit on the weakness. That is the phase is weaponization. So after gathering, attackers craft their weapon like malwares or exploits to use against the target. So most of the time they use MSF Venom. I can say as already created for Android, but there is a payload for available for Windows and other platforms. Then there is another tool we also use. Well, this one is not available. It's a Python based Metropeter shell or reverse shell that can give access to the target machine. So once they download this, the malicious payload, then it will immediately execute and give you a tunnel to communicate with them. So for that purpose, you need to create an exploit. So you are creating payload to exploit the machine. So that is the weaponization, and then you come to the delivery. Okay, now you create the payload and you want to deliver it. How you do? If the system is next to you, just download everything into the USB pen drive and then connect it. So what happens? The system, it will automatically execute the malware. But in some cases, you need to trick someone who is working in the organization. Let's say you send an email, phishing attack. In the email, you will create something that the content will look very legitimate. So once they click on the link, whatever you post there, or maybe you attach a file with PDF with the binded malware in it. Once they download the PDF, the malware execute. So here you are doing a social engineering, a phishing attack, either with telling him to go through, clicking a link and go through another website that look very legitimate, and he impressed and he downloaded something which you are trying to trick him. At the same time, with the same, you can attach a file to the email. So something you are finding a way and letting the target user download the exploit and the payload that you created in the second stage. So after you deliver, now is exploitation. Let me give you a clear information on payload and exploit. Let's take an example. There is a thief, let's say he's a killer, he's hiding in a big bungalow, okay, and with the weapons. He has the guns, grenades, a lot of things. And there is a military squad who enter into the bungalow. So they have their own sign language that they can talk, and then they mutually understand and then go to the killer. So here they find the killer where he is hidden into the room. He's inside the room, but the squad is outside the room. What they do? Here, one of the squad member, he used the sign language and telling another squad member to break the door, and then he can throw the grenade inside. Once the grenade explodes, the killer will die. This is the concept. This is what they plan. So here, the squad member, he hit the door. He kicked the door. He kicked the door, and then another squad member, he throws the grenade. So kicking the door is the exploitation. So throwing a grenade inside is a payload. I hope you understand this. So when you kick the door, you're exploiting. What when you throw a grenade is the payload. That is the main one that can play the big role while attacking or breaking into the system. So you find a weakness when you created a malware, and then you exploit it. Once you exploit it, then you will do the advanced persistent attack. So if you see the cyber kill chain, in the beginning they use advanced persistent threat, which means the attacker can hide without knowing you for a long time and then exfiltrate all the data. Here, exfiltration is like downloading the data of the target machine. So once I exploit inside you, then I will hide my malware that you cannot catch it for a long period of time, and then every day I'm sitting and then I will download some files from you. So that's where the advanced persistent threat. That's what it means. It's advanced persistent, like you hidden without knowing for a long period of time and then exfiltrate the data. I hope you understand the reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery, and exploitation. Here, the installing the malware on the asset. The asset is nothing but in the target machine. That's what I was mentioning, payload. So when you download, let's say you set an email, right? So he download. He download means he's exploited. So once he downloaded, he will click it to open, right? When you click it to open, means it's nothing but he's installing. Without knowing him, he is thinking that he's opening. But for us, he's installing. So he's installing a malware. Is the payload, the grenade is similar to it, yes. Exploitation is downloaded, is exploitation. When you click the file to open is the installation. Without knowing him, the malware install. So after that is a command and control. So there is a command and control tools where they use to have a permanent connection with the target machine. So after the malware is installed, you every time, let's say When you turn off the system or turn on the system, the connections will drop, right? Maybe your internet is data or something happened, your connection is lost. When your data get back, when your service provider fix your internet, and then you should have to connect again, right? So for that purpose, you need a command and control center, a server to manage your malware, which is executed in the target machine. So there is some tools that we use. One is a sliver, and another one you can use Empire. This is a PowerShell command and control machine, a control tool. So like that. And I want to tell you one more thing. In the installation phase, you can also do the exfiltration, like use the netcat tool to execute another malwares, and you can do the advanced persistent threat and attack in the installation phase. And command and control, every time you want to connect, you should have a communication with your malware always to the target machine, so that you can perform number of actions on it. And the last one is ants and keyboard access intruders accomplish their goals. So this is the final stage of attackers achieve their objectives. So you do the reconnaissance, active and passive, and then you do the weaponization, create the exploitation, and then you deliver by sending an email, or let you trick a user to go to the legitimate website to download something. It's preparing a delivery, and then once you download, you exploit it. So after you exploit it, then you click the downloaded content or a file, then you are installing the malware without knowing you, and then you get the connection. Once you get the connection, then you can establish a command and control server, and then you achieve your goal. So for in the final stage, like stealing data or causing damage, mainly you will demonstrate credential exfiltration with mimic cache in our lab environment later. A mimic cache is a tool, so it can both for exploitation on Windows that extract passwords in the stored memory and then software. What happens is, so when you command and control, while you have the connection with your target machine, you exfiltrate all the data. Some of the files are not encrypted. Some files are encrypted. In Windows, there is a SAM file you will find under System32 directory. So this SAM file is, what happens is encrypted, but you need to decrypt it, and there is also a Kerberos ticket. What you need to do for Windows is you use the mimic cache tool to regain the password. So there are some other tools you will use to perform and gather more information. This is how we can do with the cyber kill chain methodology. So most of them, they have their own way that they can interact with the machine. So in every stage there are the tools that we use, but I didn't talk about much tools. I only talk about what are the stages, how they work, and we have a lot of tools for each and every stage. So that one we'll discuss in the coming videos. And thank you for watching my videos. So I'll be back with a cyber kill chain methodology in the real hacking videos, so that you will see how we can perform reconnaissance, how we can do the weaponization, delivery, exploitation, and the tools and installation and type of tools we use for it, and command and control how we can use, and then reaching to our goal. So thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe and hit like and tap on the bell icon so that you will receive my coming videos. And have a good day. Bye bye.